Hey, this is one of my favorite progressions. It's so simple and so easy, but I've done a couple of products. I think I did a couple about easy strum products. Where I basically find rhythms and maybe songs that exemplify a really cool easy strum rhythm, whether it's finger style or with a pick. Is kind of, let's see. Oh, I dropped my pick. Where'd you go? Okay, let's find another one. You ever do that? You have your pick go into your guitar? Jesus, embarrassing. It's okay though, happens to all of us. But if you're doing a pick thing, that's cool too. So it's just G, A minor, C, G. But it turns out you can get a lot of mileage out of that. And there's a lot for me to share with you, because what I realize is that when you pick a simple chord progression, I got this from, I think, an old Bob Dylan song, right me high, tomorrow's the day, my bride gonna come. Oh Lord, we gonna fly down in that easy chair. One of my favorite Bob Dylan songs. It's an early on, got covered by Joan Baez and a few other people, but maybe Old Crow Medicine Show did it. I don't know. But what's cool about that is it's just one of those easy flow kind of, just rhythmically great for sitting around with a couple guitars or fiddle or whatever you got. But I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple licks that you can utilize between the chords or leading into it or walking up, whatever. So I covered a little bit of this on my shorter lessons, but I wanted to go a little deeper. So I like to bounce off of the D string on the 2nd fret and then the open G. And all that really is I'm just coming down on that D string. I'm hitting the string and then I'm landing on it with my 2nd finger. So get that? And then open G. And what that does for me is it adds it opens up the song with a little down. So it's, and then to the A minor, C, G. So if I have a little opening lick, it's kind of nice to, kick off the song. So that's one I use. And I like it because it's got the open G string in it, which is, of course, part of the G chord. So if I'm doing this, I can come right down on that G chord. Now, it's so simple, I know, but sometimes simple is good. I think. I try to keep it simple these days. I do. All that dweedly showing off stuff, I know how to do it, but I just don't do it. My favorite players don't. So I can still enjoy the shred, riffers in their own world. But for me, it's about touch, tone, time, and taste, the 5 T's. So you got to have touch, tone, time, taste. Those touch, tone, time, taste. Yeah. Don't forget space and tremolo. So anyway, that's the 4 T's, not the 5 T's. Touch, tone, time, and taste. Okay, we're there. What does that mean, really? It means, the way you approach the guitar, the way you touch it, the way you vibrato, all those little, the way we attack it from this end, whether it's a pick or whatever. So that's just something that I cover, as I've mentioned before, at jimmydillon.com. I get into some detailed work on how you really, the approach of playing guitar, which for me is big. The people I really love over the years, whether it's, somebody like Ry Cooder or Steve Cropper or BB, all those guys, they had their sort of touch thing going on. More recently, Santana, I get to do some stuff with him. And he's got a real touch thing that he does that's really recognizable. So I mentioned that because I think it applies even when we're playing like a simple country rhythm. So what I want to show you today, beyond the coming down on that G, and then I usually let the A string ring for the A minor. I don't do much there other than, I call that a target note. So I do like to walk up to that C though. So that's 2nd and 3rd finger on 2nd fret and 3rd fret of the A. So what that does is gets you from, you're in the A minor, and then, kind of cool. back to your G. Okay? So now we've got a couple licks we're doing. We're doing the opening lick, coming down on that G, and then I'll hit my, what I call a target note. Just let the chord ring out for the A minor. Then walk it up, slow motion, and then the C chord, and to your G. So now we've incorporated the opening lick, which is the bound on down, and then the open A. And sometimes with that C, I'll do a little hammer on the second fret of the D string. Very country, so it'll be. Those are all little fills that on their own, sound simplistic, but when they're accompanied by a steady rhythm, my experience is that, especially if you're playing by yourself, it adds a little flavor to the playing. It makes it, it makes it swing a little more, having little licks in between. And my job is to show you guys, to give you guys the tools to have a vocabulary that you can pick and choose from. And, once you learn this stuff, it'll just be second nature after a while. I mean, I always joke, I hardly ever play it the same way twice. But not exactly, but I do have go-to licks that work for me that sometimes I call it blues you can use if we're playing blues, or, but for this one, this is more of a swing, kind of a country swing thing. Or not swing, but a country folk, really. Up on the C chord, and you can also walk it down. Fourth fret, A string, third fret, open A, and then to the G. So now you've got a, and then, and what that does for me is that, once again, it makes the chords connect in a way without distracting from the rhythm or the song. And I wouldn't do that stuff too much during the singing. Singing, I would normally ride me high, tomorrow's the day the bride won't come. Whoa, Lord, we gonna fly down in that easy chair. Here. I probably wouldn't do the walk up and the walk down on the sound. I wouldn't go. Probably save that one for the next time. So it'd be like. And here I do it. So you can hear where it's almost, I call it an interior melody. You got these chords going by, and then you have these like little mini interior melodies that they work where they work, whether it's in between a verse maybe, or as a solo, or anytime you want to sort of push the track a little. And there's ways to use those kind of licks, those vocabulary licks, to make the song more interesting, but not to crowd out the singer. So I always say, you got to serve the song, right? So the singer rules in this case. I'm singing now. If I'm backing somebody up or whatever, I'm going to be careful not to step on them. That's important to know. Any singer or band will appreciate your knowledge of that if you know enough to accompany the singer in such a way that it's really kind of supporting the song. And that's been a big part of what I've learned through the years, is how to make the song really set the groove and keep it there. And anybody, whether it's Springsteen or anybody like that, Stones, they'll show you that, that you have to have that sort of, that for me falls under, I guess, taste. I talked about touch, time, taste, all that stuff, tone. To me, that falls under taste, because how do you know what to play when? Well, you have to have big ears and listen. So there it goes. So I've shown you a couple licks in that little G, A minor. That's a cool one. Same lick. Ooh, that was cool. All I did was go A, B flat, B. Sorry. G, G sharp, A. That's a way to get from the G to the A minor. Almost like a bass move, huh? We'll get to that one next time. Thanks for coming to visit me and sticking with me through this lesson. Just wanted to say I'm really appreciative of everybody's comments. God, I've gotten some great comments over the last period of time. And I really love doing this, man. I'm just sitting up in my place in Maui, and started out in the COVID years, nobody was gigging, and I just thought I'm just going to start doing videos and give them away. Just put them out there and see if people dig it. And everybody seems to like it. So I'm going to keep going, and I welcome your comments. Come and visit me and, send me a message. Love to hear from you. All right. We'll see you down the road. Aloha.